So for the narrative that's out there that Kevin Stefanski has tried to sabotage him and that he doesn't like him, no. The reason why Shedeur has learned as quickly as he has is because of all that extra time that Kevin Stefanski has put in with him.
This was always going to happen this way. Once you start to see who Dylan Gabriel is, and they start to see who Dylan Gabriel is, they're going to try to take some credit for Shedeur Sanders.
If you stick to the truth, you never have to flip your story. Everything shifted when Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, stepped onto the scene. Now, I need y'all to remember, because they want you to forget. Let me remind you of some of the narratives that were floating around about Shedeur Sanders, that Deion's people didn't want him, that if Shedeur got in the building, Coach Prime would be calling out Colorado in every press conference. None of that happened all season long. They said Deion would be roaming the halls every week, making plays behind the scenes. That didn't happen either. Shedeur was a backup, a third string, whatever label they tried to throw at him. And all Coach Prime ever said, I love my son and I hope and know he will get an opportunity. That's it. Now fast forward, Shedeur's got a few starts under his belt, and Coach Prime had to make that visit with Jimmy Haslam all on the same day. Shedeur handled his business exactly how he always does. And here's the thing, you've got to understand, Deion is a very calculated man. Now he's out here calling out the lies of Mary Kay Cabot. And I told y'all about Mary Kay before. She's not just someone who occasionally lies, she's a full-blown propagandist for the Browns. Just yesterday, Coach Prime publicly thanked Jamie Foxx. So what was Jamie Foxx calling out? Well, it's tied to Mary Kay. Now this next clip is actually older, but it's important. Jamie Foxx called it out, Matt Barnes called it out, and this is footage of Shedeur when he got the Browns, along with what Mary Kay had to say.
Not that they didn't think Shedeur had that kind of a high football acumen, because he does, but he was starting a little bit back further in the process of all the things that you have to do to go out there and play pro football, just in terms of the play calling and the sliding the protections and managing the motions and all that kind of stuff. He just had to get up to speed on that stuff, but he has just gone lightning quick at coming up that learning curve. And here's something to remember. We have now heard from a number of people. He is in that office every single day with Kevin Stefanski, going over tape and learning this pro game. And I think that has helped him tremendously. So for the narrative that's out there that Kevin Stefanski has tried to sabotage him and that he doesn't like him, no. The reason why Shedeur has learned as quickly as he has is because of all that extra time that Kevin Stefanski has put in with him in that office.
So listen, this right here is the key piece of propaganda I warned y'all about as the Shedeur Sanders narrative kept shifting. First it was, oh, it's off the field issues. Then it turned into, nah, it's talent. Then right back to off the field again. Just constant flip-flopping. And here's the thing, lies only work when you keep switching them up. Because if you tell the truth, you never have to change your story. But the story did change multiple times. Mary Kay's version suddenly became, Shedeur doesn't know protections, he can't read this, he can't do that, and now all of a sudden, we're supposed to hand all the credit to Kevin Stefanski. So here's my simple issue with that, real easy to see. You telling me Kevin Stefanski developed Shedeur Sanders, who was third and fourth string, remember that? Y'all reminded us every 5 minutes that he was third and fourth string, right? So let me ask you this. Do you know who was getting first team reps the entire time? And look, I hate even bringing up Dylan Gabriel because I'm not attacking the man. He seems like a good dude, drives a Pacifica, gives back to the community, cool guy, no hate. But Kevin Stefanski handpicked Dylan Gabriel. Same college system, same wide zone offense, first team reps from preseason on. So are you really telling me Dylan Gabriel wasn't putting in extra work? You want me to believe he wasn't meeting with Stefanski regularly? But somehow it was only Shedeur sitting in those rooms? And that's all on Stefanski? Nah, y'all can't have it both ways. If you're gonna credit Kevin Stefanski for developing Shedeur Sanders, then what's his responsibility with Dylan Gabriel? From the outside looking in, we all saw where the time and investment went. Higher draft pick, handed the keys to start, and leaks coming out saying he was some football supercomputer processing everything at lightning speed. But we didn't see that on the field. And I'm not even saying Dylan Gabriel can't be solid down the line. I honestly wish him the best. But if we're going to give Stefanski credit for Shedeur, then he also deserves credit for making Dylan Gabriel look bad. You can't tell me the same coach who believed Dylan could start games and win didn't play a role in how rough he looked. And honestly, Dylan looked worse under Stefanski. Matter of fact, everybody looks worse under Stefanski's offense. Joe Flacco looked worse. Deshaun Watson looked worse. Almost everyone struggles in that system. So this new idea that Kevin Stefanski magically made all of this happen, that's nasty work. And shout out to my guy Jay Pierre, because he called this out before it hit the mainstream.
Coincidence through 3 games, he's been pretty unremarkable. And we're starting to hear some of the development that the Browns are telling the local reporters.
This has been my whole point the entire time, was that this was always going to happen this way. And we started to see it 2 weeks ago, and now we're seeing it last week, and now you're seeing it again today. The idea that once you start to see who Dylan Gabriel is, and they start to see who Dylan Gabriel is, they're going to try to take some credit for Shedeur Sanders. This is it. This is their saving grace, is the idea that they're going to try to make it seem as if Shedeur was not even close to ready previously, and now all of a sudden, voila, he's ready. And I'm telling you guys, nothing's changed with Shedeur Sanders. Nothing's changed with him relative to where he was before the season got underway. I'm sure Stefanski's doing some time and some work with him, but there's no drastic leap that's happened. He's always been better than Dylan. He remains better than Dylan, and now we're just counting out the time until the Browns actually put him out there.
All right, listen up. This was weeks ago, like 3 weeks into Dylan Gabriel's run as a starter. And I want y'all to really pay attention next time you come at the Colt narrative, because a lot of y'all are lazy. You don't watch football, you don't pay attention, you just keep calling the Shedeur Sanders movement a cult, a conspiracy, all these negative labels. Mary Kay, here's the truth. You're a propagandist, and honestly, a sloppy one at that. I've been pointing this out for a long time. Mary Kay gets her talking points fed to her by the Browns themselves. That's why she already knew Dylan Gabriel was going to start. That's why 3 or 4 weeks ago, she was leaking that Shedeur Sanders was magically figuring things out, like it just happened randomly. And here's the kicker. When people see this, this is why Shedeur fans get so heated. All we're doing is saying, hey, I think he's a solid football player. I think he can ball. He's more talented than the guy who came in as a 4th or 5th round pick. And then, of course, people start saying all this nasty stuff.
Role other than more garbage from the Shedeur fanatics out there, which honestly, it's sports answer to a political cult at this point. If you put Shedeur Sanders at number 2 behind Dylan Gabriel, what are you fostering? You're fostering an environment where these sicko fans who just can't get over the fact that Shedeur is not being elevated fast enough, and that the world's against Shedeur, and that it's all about politics, and it's all about all this other. They're just going to sit there and go, Dylan Gabriel struggles for a series. Let's get Shedeur in there. I hope Dylan Gabriel plays really well, and I hope the Browns cut Shedeur Sanders and go wherever you want. You figure it out. You go find some other place where you think you can. You already said you think you can do better than what's being put out there in the NFL quarterback position. Great, have at it. Go ahead, shove off. Go somewhere in the NFL and you figure it out there. And you take the ESPN echo chamber where the morning hosts say this, and then the Sunday morning hosts say this, and then the reporters come in to explain why Shedeur's pantomiming, and then this happens, and then that happens, and go ahead and take the entire ESPN machine, and we've been part of it on the media side of the fence too, but nobody has driven this more than ESPN. Go ahead and take that with you to whatever city you're going to next. It's just the same crap we've been dealing with forever. So I'm so tired of this, man.
So here's my issue. Y'all just don't like sports. Whoever this dude is, y'all aren't actually fans. Instead of enjoying the game, you moan and complain. You cry about the modern media landscape like it's a personal attack. Listen, if you don't like Shedeur Sanders, don't watch it. Turn my channel off. I've got a second channel too, where we cover all kinds of topics. Go watch a Brett Collierman video, for example. There are legit content creators out here making quality stuff. Great fans supporting players, and obviously talented football players. But instead, y'all spend all your time calling people cultists, political grifters, and all these wild things. What if we just watched football and said, yeah, that 5th or 6th string quarterback probably won't succeed? That's setting someone up to fail. Y'all set up Dylan Gabriel and his fiancée for failure. Merry Christmas. Shedeur wasn't even supposed to start until, God forbid, Dylan got hurt. And look, I hate that Dylan got hurt. That's real talk. I don't joke about injuries. I've had a concussion myself. It's not fun. It's not something to make light of. I was telling y'all in my videos, don't be saying negative things about Dylan, especially when he's injured. But because that injury happened, Shedeur got his chance. And now that he's looking good, people flip the narrative. Oh, it's all Kevin Stefanski. But hold up, even Kurt Warner had something to say about this.
Evaluation was the most accurate quarterback, I thought, in this draft. When he sets his feet, when he's comfortable in the pocket, and he delivers the football, the ball goes where he wants it to go. And, this was a quarterback that was asked to have to win football games for his team. I don't think that can be overstated, is that, you go to a team, and it's a really good team, and you become a complementary piece. Yeah, your stats might be a little bit better. Your win-loss record might be a little bit better. But to be asked to win games for your team, to have to go out there and throw the ball every single week for your team to be successful, and that's with, an offensive line that struggled over the last couple of years. I think there was a lot to like about Shedeur Sanders. You give him a good offensive line, does he get more comfortable? If he's more comfortable, does he make more decisions on time and use that accuracy? And does that play to his favor at the NFL level? I'm interested to see that, but I really like Shedeur, and he wasn't a 5th-round prospect, in my opinion.
All right, so here's the deal. This isn't about some 5th-round prospect. Hey, mister, I don't even know who you are. I mean, you work for Yahoo Sports, so honestly, who even knows? We don't know who's behind that byline, yet somehow you're upset that fans are passionate. Y'all get way too soft because people have opinions, because they're fans. If that's a problem, maybe stop engaging on the internet. I hate to sound like an old head, but seriously, you're too soft. If you can't handle a Shedeur fan saying, hey, he's not a 5th-round pick, then stop talking trash about him. Can't take the heat? Step out of the kitchen. I sat here for weeks, even months, watching as Shedeur fell to the 5th round, listening to all the anti-Shedeur takes. Oh, he's a bump. Oh, he's getting cut. He'll never make it in the league. And then he goes out and delivers the best performance of his young career. Yeah, it was against the 1-11 Titans, with the Browns missing starters left and right, backup center, backup right guard, backup right tackle. But nobody cares to mention that. Shedeur faced the highest pressure rate any quarterback has faced all year, and still he did what he did as a rookie in just his 3rd start. He pulled off something only Joe Burrow or Aaron Rodgers could do. The last person to do it? Jameis Winston. Shout out Jameis for the Browns. But now, oh, it's just the Titans. Oh, it's just the Raiders. Excuses, excuses, excuses. And if those are the excuses, then tell me, Shedeur hater, why would Kevin Stefanski even try to take credit? I hope Shedeur never has a bad game again. But for all these people claiming, oh, he's only good because of Stefanski, let's be real. Was Kevin responsible when Shedeur went off against Baltimore and everybody was celebrating like it was half of football? Nope, that was all Shedeur. And now, 3 weeks in, y'all want us to forget. That's the problem. You call us fanatical Shedeur fans because we actually remember what you said. We remember every single take, every single dig, every single prediction y'all made about him. I remember when Shedeur first came in, people were saying he couldn't read a defense. Like, come on, 4,000 passing yards, Golden Arm winner, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, over 100 school records in Colorado. But nope, he can't read a defense. That was the narrative. Y'all talked about this man like he was dirt, like he wasn't even first-round talent. And I wonder why so many people are so invested in keeping the narrative shifting. First, it's he's bad, he needs development. Then it's he was never supposed to start, never supposed to play. And suddenly, 3 weeks in, it's, oh, Kevin Stefanski obviously equipped him perfectly in no time. Please, listen, I've been saying the same thing for months. I'm not lying. Months ago, when Shedeur got drafted, I said keep your lies consistent. At the start of the season, I said watch how the story shifts. First, he's a locker room problem. Then, when everyone sees he handles himself like a pro and is loved by his teammates, suddenly the problem becomes he's bad at football. Which one is it? Just pick a lie and stick to it. It would be easier to believe. Now Coach Prime is out here calling all this out, and it's wild. Like the video if you agree, dislike if you don't, and subscribe if you're all about football content.